New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also, you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. Walmart has been sued by a corrections officer in Georgia over racial profiling. David Connors, an officer at the Clayton County Detention Center, has claimed that he was racially profiled as a shoplifting suspect and handcuffed only because he was big and black. According to the lawsuit Connors recently filed, he was stopped as he was shopping for items for his new home in September of last year in Fayetteville, about 22 miles south of Atlanta. The Walmart store's chief loss prevention officer allegedly misidentified Connors as someone who was suspected in a shoplifting case. The suspect reportedly shoplifted at the store on various occasions. Terrence Madden, Connors' lawyer, claimed that the officials were already aware of the suspect's name and even had photos of him along with an active warrant. Madden stated that Connors was on the phone when police approached him and asked him what his name was. Connors subsequently provided his name, produced his driver's license and his work ID, and confirmed that he was a law enforcement officer. The lawsuit claims that the loss prevention officer contacted the Fayetteville Police Department, who soon arrived to the store, quote, surrounded him, embarrassed him, and escorted him in full view of other shoppers into the store's loss prevention office. The officials then handcuffed him with his hands behind his back. Madden stated that Connors was brought to the office and shown a photo of the suspect who was wearing a mask. Connors continued to deny that it was him. Quote, it wasn't me. You've got my identification. You know who I am. You can call over and ask. I don't even shoplift. Connors even pointed out that he had tattoos on his arm. The suspect did not have. Madden stated that Connors was only targeted because of his race and that, quote, this can happen to anyone. One of the officers stated, trying to make excuses of why he was misidentified. Well, you're the same build. That means the only identifying thing that they did have on him was that he was big and a black man. The lead Fayetteville police investigator in the shoplifting case then arrived. Madden claimed that Connors was put on FaceTime with the investigator, who then later confirmed that Connors was not the suspect. He was then uncuffed and released. Madden, the lawyer for Connors, stated that he was thinking, I'm an officer. I identify myself as such. I was stopped for no reason. His mind is racing everywhere. And later, Madden stated that he said that not a single person involved in the incident, from the police officers to the store employees, apologized. Walmart spokesperson Randy Hargrove stated that, quote, we don't tolerate discrimination of any kind and take allegations like this seriously. We are not going to commit further on this pending litigation. In a statement from Fayetteville Police, they stated that Connors seemed to be agitated when they responded to the Walmart call, following which they placed him in an investigative detention briefly. Fayetteville Police responded to a 911 shoplifting call and had nothing to do with accusing Mr. Connors of any wrongdoing. We merely investigated the complaint for validity, which Walmart LP officers lodged. Mr. Connors fit the description of a repeat offender that had been targeting this specific Walmart in the eyes of the 911 caller. To complicate matters, both the suspect and Mr. Connors have similar builds and were both wearing protective masks. We did briefly detain Mr. Connors to investigate the alleged crime. This detention occurred outside of the public's view in the LP office located in Walmart. The department and its officers are not named in the lawsuit as defendants. According to Madden, the incident highly affected Connors and he stopped visiting Walmart ever since. The lawsuit also claimed that Connors was physically injured from being handcuffed. He had to seek professional counseling to cope with mental and physiological trauma. Filed in Clayton County, the lawsuit has sought recovery of damages for injuries and punitive damages. All right, so here you have two different stories, right? So you have on the left a black man that was at Myers, and there was a white shoplifting suspect. For whatever reason, the cops who entered automatically stopped the black man, even though the representative, the person who was working for Myers, gave them the description of a white male that was wearing certain colors in their ensemble, right? But even regardless of the information, they still decided to stop a black man and question him and to check out to see if everything he is stating is verifiable. Because you never know these days. I guess black people have the innate ability to, on command, just change to a different ethnicity and then change right back, right? And then we have Walmart, right? And we have a black man who was a correctional officer, right? And he was still stopped by police and detained and put in handcuffs, even though he gave all of his identification. And the person that was working the case stated, yeah, this is not the guy. But the police automatically deemed him to be the suspect. Why? Because of the fact that he's black. Just because of that simple fact. Oh, I'm sorry. Because all black people look the same. That's the correct one right there. Because that's obviously what the cops thought. Even though the correction officer stated that, yo, I got tattoos on my arm. The guy that you have in your photos, he doesn't have tattoos. But as you can clearly see, they said that this can happen to anyone. One of the officers stated, trying to make excuses of why he was being misidentified. Well, you're about the same build. You're big, and he's black. Well, he was black. That's typo. But you get what it is that I'm trying to convey to you guys. They listed every excuse in the book. It's like, well, it's not that, we're racist. This can relatively happen to anybody. You're not going to sit up here and tell me that you're going to have a white suspect, right? And the dude is burly as all get out, right? And he got a full-on beard and everything else, and he's wearing like clown makeup or what have you. You got the whole description of the guy, but the guy that you stop is black. And you're saying that, this can happen to any... No! No. And then you're going to have people out here that's going to be like, regardless of whatever took place, the police, they have a very stressful job. They work long hours, sometimes 48-hour shifts back and forth. They have to deal with a lot of crime, a lot of perps. Their life is always at risk, and adrenaline is always pumping. You can't expect them to always be on the up and up. Like you have to give them some type of excuse every now and again because of the hard laboring job that they have. Well, guess what, ma'am and sir? Guess what, alabaster creatures? These people who decided that they wanted to be cops, nobody told them to sign up to be cops. They could have been a doctor. They could have been a lawyer. They could have worked in preschools. They could be laying concrete. They could be putting down gravel. They could be going down coal mines and shafts. They could sit up there and be working on SpaceX. They could have been done a variety of things, but they decided that this is what they wanted to sign up for. So no, you're not going to get an excuse for something that you deliberately wanted to do. And then you're going to give excuses for the actions that they decided to commit to. Nah, we don't do that here. I'm sorry. But I'll tell you this, though. I'll tell you this. The moment in time that the reflective majority will stop giving them excuses is when their dragons decide to turn on them. Then their mouths are, going to be all open. Flies are going to be just building houses in there. And then they're going to be asking everybody else for help. And there's not going to be anybody to care or to lend a hand for help. You're going to be sitting there in that ocean on a piece of wood because you thought that not even God himself can sink this ship. Well, guess what? You're in the ocean. And now something so far deep in that darkness is looking back at you while you're looking at the darkness. Good luck. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.